Now, this theory could be my Holy Mary. This is actually my 10 full yards. This is shebang, my theory of Goldheart, the reason he thinks he's doing, and he's also plans. It's all about Goldheart, Dr. Flood, and a little bit of deceit used in the middle of the whole situation. You know what I mean? It's sort of the classic villain superhero sort of genre, sort of cliche, chaos versus order. Before we get started, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, specifically doing reviews, first impression, episode breakdowns, and cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like where this is going. I really appreciate if you put a like, comment, and subscribe for at least one of those things, because one of those things really helps the channel because how small it is. Of course, it's sort of an option. If not, that's okay. Now let's get started with the video. I think a good place to start is sort of how this sort of started. It's all about Dr. Flood and Goldheart. The reason they don't like each other is because of sort of the ideals of each other. One is basically Goldheart, who believes you have to be sort of a order, sort of dictatorship in a way to control people to act the right way. You have the opposite, Dr. Flood, who is chaotic and evil, but he believes being free, making your own choice, and follow that choice because that's who you are. This is the reason why they sort of hate each other, but at the same time obsessed with each other because one of them must be right, the other must be wrong. But the only way to prove that is Goldheart to show Dr. Flood the reason he believes this is the way, using deceit. This is the reason why Goldheart uses Misseed to use her to make a point how easily to control and makes people more safe and more peaceful is using sort of questionable methods to be truthful. One thing is basically fully control of someone. Specifically, Misseed, how she got accepted to peace and accepted by Goldheart is because she was sort of mentioning she was an evil school of Black Cat, but specifically mentioning, oh, I actually know Dr. Flood. But this is the reason why Goldheart kind of grabs his attention, asking a few questions like, do you know him? What he's doing right now? And one of the things is started explaining the experiment he was using to graduate high school of Black Cat High School. That is sort of the perfect formula to control someone, but use that sort of emotion and amplify it, specifically hatred. And that sort of intrigued Goldheart because uses his enemy's own chemicals, his own formulas, his own project against him. At the same time, putting his own reasoning of being self-control, using that to make a point that he is right. Of course, there is one major problem when Missy showed the project to Goldheart, is that the formula is incomplete because the show points out specifically Dr. Flood saying that he failed high school Black Hat is because his formula was incomplete. He didn't have the time to actually finish it before Missy actually stole it. This is the reason why Goldheart attempted to do something completely different, but at the same time keeping his own morals. One of them is giving his pieces of his own power to Missy. If you don't know how it was Missy's own original power, it's the fact she turned liquid into fog. And that's it. Nothing really that special. But because the formula amplifies emotions and mixed with her special ability, but she didn't have fully control abilities. This is what Goldheart steps in. His power is specifically is sort of control people, but he had to have a sort of way to do it. He had different rules to actually activate his abilities. But because Misseed is a perfect experiment to see what happens if he's trying to change his own abilities with chemicals, this would be the perfect way. This is the reason why she went mad with power, because her power is control, but still was incomplete because you still miss that missing part to basically make it work definitely, because it only breaks for a few hours. But besides that, this is the reason why he wants to basically control people, to defeat villains to make a point from Dr. Flood. But how he gonna do it if Missy completely failed her mission? Well, it's another different way. Because Miss Seed was the guinea pig. Now he knows what to do, the limit, and how to sort of upgrade it to make it better and stronger. Is because what happens in the sort of the villain news, the sort of clip come out that he sort of stated he going to city, the major city, to recruit more heroes, young heroes, become actually activists, to explain how to stop villainy, to basically be the savior if you join me. But at the same time, he's allowed to control the young people and manipulate his way because when you see the video, you see his eyes glow gold. Some of you saying, but Retro, his eyes always glow. It's true if you watch every single image, but you notice, you see that image of the breaking news of Villainy, you see the image of the other characters' eyes are starting to glow. Not all of them, because the chemicals he's using are still not perfected. That's when some characters' eyes glow, others don't. The reason why is the fact that still have that sort of flaw, that still experimental stage. But he also explains he doesn't really control everybody for one super reason. It's because they're in love with someone else or obsessed with someone else, or it just generally doesn't affect them because of their own genes. And that could be very problematic to Goldhear Heart because he needs to full control. But we don't know the full extent his power or his limits, so this is what's it called a sort of a theory. Besides that, to me, it's sort of a genius way to recruit and keep controlling people. It's still experimenting, throwing things here and there to finally meet Dr. Flood and show him is the right way. This is the right method to one up him, to finally convince him he was right. Because the very end is all about ego. And Golden Heart is one of those I could be wrong because the book of Misseed could reappear and sort of establish Golden Heart's real personality, his real goals. But once again, just establishing that he is sort of egocentric. But once more, that's just sort of a theory I come up with. Could be possible, could be not. It's just sort of different ways to execute this sort of idea of the rivalry of Dr. Flood and Golden Heart, or you just prefer the being them sort of that other theory of being brothers that just hate each other because one actually have more love their own parents than the other one. Because one is the golden child, the other one's the rejected one. If you prefer that theory, this series feels more intimate, more classic superhero that I am right in trying to prove yourself by using schemes and manipulation to make a point, but obviously you see will fall in pieces. The fact if it does fail, you think peace will still active or be disassembled or continue while Golden Heart continue attempting to take down Black Cat. There is a lot of different possibilities you could actually make this actually work. Of course, that's basically my kind of crazy theory. I mean, you could be anything that's up to you, how you felt about the theory. In fact, give me one of your theories why Golden Heart eyes shine and why the other character kinda shine, kinda not. You think it's the same ability of Misty, is this part of his power, or it's just sort of just a little kind of spit shine kind of animation that just to make it more pop out outwards. Now I got really nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.